The finals just got a brand new patch with some huge changes. We also got an update status on the Embark headquarters, and even some details on a future patch coming very soon. What's up, World Trivia? Back in the reporters on all things the final. We'll jump into the patch notes here, but we do have two opening statements first. The first one being through Discord with updates to the actual headquarters and studio. So Embark Dusty went here and posted the patch notes, but he also put a header here as well, where he went on to say, "Hey folks, we're back in full swing here at Embark HQ. We're coming in hot from the holidays with a new patch addressing aim assist and a few other things, along with updates, in-game safety, and a bug fix. It's a small but mighty patch. You can expect an even bigger one next week, so stay tuned." And yeah, this patch doesn't have a ton of changes, but the changes are quite drastic, so they should influence the meta and balance quite significantly. And you'll see as we get onto here with the opening statement in the patch notes itself. So they said, "We're back today with a small patch that addresses community feedback, aim assist, fair play, and bug fixes. These changes are the result of an in-depth review on how aim assist actually works, something we've only been able to validate with a player base as large as ours." Now they went on further to address here, saying that they have another big update in the works for next week, which will contain a major security fix and some new exciting content, so stay tuned for that, which is really good to hear. I know there was like a little bit of complaints and stuff with maybe some new game modes or some LTMs coming into the works, just to kind of spice things up, although of course they had that holiday and they needed that break. It does seem like things are moving already extremely quickly, especially since I've just been back in mostly in the studio since Monday, or at least seemingly that's when a lot of staff members returned from our last video where I updated on that. And another major security fix could signify maybe something in the back end, which could mean some network stuff, but however it could also mean some anti-cheat stuff, which we already do have one in this patch note that's going to fix a lot of the cheating. So first up, we do have the main category being aim assistant. Starting up here, the zoom snapping angular velocity now has a max cap, preventing unintended rapid 90-degree turn, which yeah, that's just an absolute insane amount. I kind of demonstrated a little bit of the aim assist stuff. However, there's tons of clips and way more stuff that's geared toward what aim assist was actually doing. There's a video of someone on like a zip line and it just completely snaps right to them. So hopefully that type of snapping issue is fixed a bit, as that's just a little bit much. That's like mobile game terms of aim assist. Obviously they've come out and said that they don't want to angle to the competitive aspect of it. However, there's still a balance to fun, and yeah, keyboard players were definitely feeling the wrath. Now another major change that's just absolutely significant here. Camera magnetism will be reduced to 35% from 50%, making player aim less sticky and lowering controller accuracy. The fact that it was at 50% is just absolutely insane. These are at like Halo levels of bullet magnetism. Now it's not the same mechanic there, but that is just wild to see that this game had that much traction and snapping all catered together. Now they also have another change, or at least two additional changes to zoom snapping. The first one here is zoom snapping time will be reduced to 2.5 seconds from 0.3, and now zoom snapping will now be removed from the SR-84 sniper rifle, revolver, LH1, and all shotgun, as it buffs them more than any other weapon. Which yeah, having a zoom snapping on a sniper rifle on a controller, that's just insane levels. I get that controller needs a little bit of assistance there, but yeah, it was a bit much, and I'm glad they're getting the balance just a little bit better. Again, even the controller guys and people that turn off crossplay should still appreciate this, because now everybody's not just on this even playing field. There is a bit more skill involved, and people that want the game to be more competitive should want that as well. And people that want it to be more fun should want that as well, because it just adds more dynamic to every occurrence, especially if all you have to do is press left trigger, right trigger, and you can just aim at somebody and it's the first person to see the other person. I just think it's going to add way more balance and dynamic to the game, and it's going to be beneficial for both parties, whether you have crossplay on or off. But yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out. I need some controller guys to let me know how it feels, as I haven't really played much on a controller in years, so I wouldn't really know how the feeling would be. Please let me know how you think the new controller changes are, if you like them more dynamic or you feel if it's too much of a nerf. Now another big change here, which didn't make any sense to be in the game anyways. Aim assist will ignore invisible players. However, this was a bug that existed with the system. So yeah, this was never even meant to be in the game to follow invisible players. And definitely as a mostly invis light main, I will definitely be feeling that change, as there was a few times where I'm like, man, how did they see my invisible character with this kind of like good masking area? Normally when there's a lot behind the player, or like the dynamic behind the player, that will kind of mask the invis a little bit better. So hopefully that should work with the dynamic there. Now here is the massive one that I think a lot of people and on all sides are going to appreciate this, aside from the people that were using this. Clients running key remapping programs on PC will not have access to aim assist. Now I'm not sure how they're able to accomplish this, because basically the key remapping stuff is just emulation. However, I'm glad that they're able to detect this. Maybe this is on basis by basis, or at least program by program, but thankfully they are actually taking action on this. And however they're doing this, or however they're fighting against this, regardless, I'm glad that they are taking action against this, and this should be beneficial for nearly everybody. It's super nice for a change to actually see a multiplayer studio take players' feedback seriously, and at the very least, they're looking into it very passionately. I think a lot of respect to Embark here for being both swift with these updates and incredibly responsive with the feedback. All in all, this is a really good patch, probably the best one we've had for Final so far. All in all, it's been a pretty quiet week, so I don't have anything crazy to add after the patch notes or anything that's been happening. But of course, as things pop up, I will cover them. And as always, if you enjoyed, I'd like to subscribe. Until next, deuces.